Hello everyone, welcome back to two old classics, and today we're going to be looking at this S-Type behind me. This is new to the channel, so last weekend I went down to Canvey Island in Essex and picked up this £1,000, or it's just over £1,000 S-Type. I kind of semi-bought it blind. I had a brief look round it. It's going to need some work. It's definitely more of a project car rather than something that I'd be happy to use on a daily basis. But the reason I'm doing this is because a little while ago I made a video saying, can you budget an S-Type and can you use an S-Type as a daily? And really it's a case of putting my money where my mouth is. So I said in that video you could get a car for £2,000 to £3,000, and if you've got about £1,000 set aside each year, you could happily run an S-Type as a daily. So this car, if I spin you around, is a 2005 Jaguar S-Type. It's a 3-litre sport. Now originally this car was marked up for a little bit more than what I paid for it. It's on Auto Trader, so some of you may have seen that advertised for quite a while. It's been in storage for quite a while as well. But basically the MOT history on this actually looks reasonable. It's mostly around advisories or failures around condition of tyres, brakes, things like that, but structurally nothing came up. So I'm really hoping that as a consequence it's not too rusty on the underside, because as we know these S-Types do like to rust, and because this car has been near the coast for the last 5 years, I think that has contributed to a little bit of rust. So what I suggest we do now, we'll have a little walk around the car and I'll go through and try and spot stuff. And what my intention is that whilst I've paid £1,100 for this S-Type 3-litre sport, I want to have a budget of about £1,500, and that's 500 quid for sorting out cosmetic issues and 1,000 for anything mechanical. Because what I want to do, I want to get this car into a state where I'd be happy to use it as a daily and know that it will be as reliable as it can be. So let's start on this side here, on the driver's side. So that's the right hand side here in the UK. You can see we've got the sport wheels here. This one's not too bad actually. I can see though that the wheel nut's been punctured. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Look at this, just here. Don't know what's going on here. Looks like someone's got a bit frustrated. No idea how that's gone. So maybe I might have to get a set of new wheel nuts, or a replacement one perhaps. It's got a security one there, and that's fine. Looking at here, I'll take the wheels off later. We'll have a look at the state of the brakes, but nothing too bad at the moment. These tyres though, now these were an advisory. What are these? I don't even know what brand these are. Some anonymous brand. Rapid? Is that a brand? Yeah? I don't know. Budget tyre. These are quite old, and I'll be honest, looking at them, I think they're on a 2 mil limit. So it's 2 millimeter limit we have here in the UK. So I think they'll definitely need doing. Let's have a look at these wheel arches. I've not taken the cover off obviously, but just looking here I could just about see on the edge there's a little bit of discolourment there, so we may have to do a little bit of work on that. Oh, hang on, let's look around here. Yep, there's a bit of bubbling here. So I'm definitely going to have to be looking at doing some work on the wheel arches. Hopefully not too much though. I'm going to have to jack her up later to have a look at the seals. A few superficial scratches here. I think some of these will probably polish out with a suitable cutting compound. Let's carry on around the car. Yep, a few more surface scratches just around here. Seal covers look okay, but obviously they can hide a multitude of sins. So like I say, we'll have a look under there later on. So look at the trim here, not too bad. A little bit of weathering. Again, might be able to polish that up. A little bit of marking on here. Although, I don't think that's significant enough to really warrant replacement. They can still get them. A minor scratch here. Let's come down here and have a look. Oh yeah, it's looked like we've had a few hedge scratches on here. They'll polish out. So look at these wheel arch. Is again the lip here. Yeah, you can see that's starting to go a little bit. So again, we'll just have to look about sanding that down and repainting. A few minor marks here. Actually, I'm not too fussed about. I could probably just touch them in. That'll be fine. Window, back window, sill looks okay. We'll have a look in the boot in a minute, see if there's any water ingress. Rear lights are okay. Let's come down here. Bumper's a little bit messy. Looks like someone's tried to touch in a few scratches here. So I think what I'll have to do here is probably just fill them in a bit with a bit of paint and then sand and probably re-lacquer. A few here as well, might have to touch up and do the same. That looks like a wax mark where someone's tried to wax the car. A few marks on here. Oh, there's dirt in that seam there. That'll come out though. Get all that, just a damn good deep clean really. Lamps are okay in a reasonable state. See what's going on down here. Well, hello. What's going on here? Looks like someone's decided to take a chunk out of the... Why on earth would you do that? Very odd. No tow bar, that's probably for the better. These tips I need to clean up. I could probably get a bit of scouring stuff on there and get them sorted out. And I probably just need to recolour this plastic as well, restore it. It's looking a bit green down there. It's not unusual for something this age. Bumper fit though is pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. And let's have a look down here. Oh, the other wheel. These nuts look alright. Cool, blimey. Brake discs look really pitted. That's a borderline MOT foul, I suspect. Crikey. Still, all perfectly fixable. Got a little loose bit of trim down here, so I'll have to explore what's gone on down here. Is that coming out? Where's my finger? There it is. Yeah, it's a little bit loose. We'll have to see what's going on there, why that's come out. Looks like it's just a little bit loose. Maybe cracked, so I may need maybe a new wheel liner or something. I don't know. We'll have a look. Again, the lip of the wheel arch again is a little bit, looking at it, it's just a little bit rusty. So that will need taking back, probably to bare metal, and then we'll look to paint. It's not blistered up here though, that's good news. A few marks on the wheels, but nothing major. I think they'll clean up okay. Let's come down here. Trims again, these just need a bit polishing up, faded a little bit. Glass works alright, and look, these fit okay. A few marks on the door here. Let's have a look. What's this one here? That might polish out. Does feel quite superficial. Otherwise, I'll just put a bit of lacquer on that, and that'll probably be good enough. Bit of dirt on the sill covers. Oh, black mark there. That'll probably come out. Wing mirrors, they're all in one piece. Always good. This colour is silver. I think it's known as platinum silver. MDZ colour code. VIN number there says N45565. So this is an X204 S-Type. So look, it's wheel down here. Oh blimey. I never understand people who use the wheels as a sort of a judgment gap or parking aid. Let's hit the curb and then we know we're parked. It's just staggering really, but there we are. That wheel is definitely going to need to be refurbished. It's got scrape marks all the way around it, so it's going to need... I'll get someone to do that, because that's probably a little bit beyond me. Disc looks alright. I'll take the wheels off and we'll measure them later on and have a look, see what's going on. Again, wheel arch will need a bit of work. See that round here? Just need to be sanded back and repainted. A few marks again that probably just polish out. If not, a bit of lacquer will sort that out. Coming round to the front then, so here's a bonnet, or the hood. Headlamps will need sorting out. They'll need a good polish. Yeah. Not looking too good. Definitely need to sort them out. Grill's alright though. And the badge. Definitely looks original. Ah, what's this? Now, looks like I've got a bit of corrosion here, so again that will need to be sanded back, this area around here. In fact, if I kind of got a sweeping line like that, I think what I could probably do is clean up all of that, fill that a little bit, and then blend that in, something like that maybe. I think sweeping arch. Oh, these are just dirt on here, that's fine, that'll clean off. Number plate, yeah, that could be the original. Yeah, so keep going round. Yep, a little bit of corrosion there. That will probably just sand out and I can sort that out, that's not too major. A little bit of a dink there, that's definitely a traffic dink. Bird poo, lovely. Bit of a cutting compound on there, I think that'll bring that up quite nicely actually. So far, not too bad, nothing that's scared the living bejeepers out of me. I think perhaps if we have a look inside, see if she's unlocked. I do actually have 2 key fobs. One of them though needs to be repaired with the car, I think. Doesn't seem to work, but this one does. I might also refurb the faces on these as well. That's all fine, I can repair the other one quite easily with SDD. Here we go. So, got aluminium trim, not unusual for a sport. Bit of wear and tear on the centre armrest. I can easily replace that actually, that's not too bad. A few marks on the leather, but again I think actually I can touch in. I think it's warm charcoal, so I can touch in like I did on my S-Type R. Steering wheel, God blimey, I think some people sometimes exude almost like an acid when they sweat, and that's what happens. It just takes off the finish of certain things. So I can either get a new steering wheel, second hand but good condition, or I might be able to get a cover for that. Given the leather on here is alright, or the leather effect should I say, I think I can probably get a cover on that and stitch it on. I'll see how we get on with the budget. Door card, a few marks again, a little bit, yeah, that's where someone's just been a bit sweaty I think. The aluminium, might be able to polish some of that up a little bit. And the door card itself down here, what's going on here? Okay, I think I might need, if I've got the budget, I'll get another door card with an aluminium insert, or I can just get another one and transfer it over. That'll probably brighten up quite no end. Needs a blooming good clean in here as well. Carpet's had a few marks on it. Someone's obviously smoked in here. Doesn't smell of smoke, but I can see just a few little marks on the carpet, so we'll have to see once we've cleaned all that out. Let's come around here. That's alright. Pretty respectable. Oh, free courtesy cleaning cloth. Oh, duster. Leather seats are in pretty good nick actually. A little bit of a mark there, but I think that will just clean out. Some deep level cleaner. Oh blimey, look at the headliner. Okay, yeah, I did spot this before, and this is what I think I'm going to need my £500 cosmetic budget for, because the state of that bleeding headliner, that is quite bad. And even above the driver's door there, you can see the board coming through. So, God dear, yeah, I'm going to get someone else to do the headliner. Hopefully they'll be able to pull it off and retrim it. That's quite gross. I don't like headliners like that, so we'll get that sorted out. But the rest of it, I like the leather though. Just needs a blooming good clean. Otherwise, the parcel shelf, yeah, it's just got some crud coming down from the where the headliner is. A few marks on the back window there, that need cleaning up. Let's keep coming around, shall we? Let's go and open up the boot. Let's see. That's quite clean. No corrosion on the boot lid, that's good news. Or down the drainage channels either. That's not too bad actually, is it? Follow that along. It's pretty good, isn't it? Oops. That's an odd bit of trim. It's almost by design though. I wonder what's missing off here. Oh, in fact, what's happened here is the trim's not been fitted back properly by the looks of it. And why would they do that? Well, that's sortable. It looks okay. I think I just need to strip it back, release it, strip it back, and then refit it properly, because someone's just not done that very well at all, actually. No problem. Let's go and have a look in here. Okay. Oh, let's get it back. The rest of it is okay, by the way. Oh, I don't want to move the whole carpet. That's easy doing it one-handed, won't it? So we're looking at this here. This is like a new battery result. Excuse this charging cable here. That is actually mine. So not seeing any rot in here, which is really good news. There's the locking wheel nut just down there. That's fine. So look round here. So there's no cats on this. Looks like we haven't got any cat suspension on it. It'd normally sit, the unit would normally sit around here. So it'd normally sit here, but that's capped off. Got the parking aid module just sitting in there. Let's see what options we've got. Okay, so not quite as fully well spec'd as the S-Type are, but then I wasn't expecting it to be. But it does have the Jaguar navigation system, although yeah, I do wonder if actually that's had its disc nicked. We'll see. Okay, we'll keep going round. Let's have a look here. Yep, door looks alright. Again, same with the other side. Trim's not too bad, just needs a bit of a good clean. So look at it. Oh, that feels a bit brittle. I think that may have just snapped. It's not too bad. Nice remains of a COVID mask in there. Gloves may be required for that. Again though, trim's looking in quite good condition. The leather, that is. So a good clean should sort that out. Shame about that. I think that might be slightly broken, but not the end of the world. Shampoo, clean up the plastics. That should be fine. Everything's clean, no rust. Splendid. So we're looking here. Oh, hello. A little bit of rust here. That's going to need to. Obviously, what's happened here? That's been nicked, chipped at some point, and it's just been forgotten about. So again, what I could do there, I think I'll sand that all back and repaint. It's just down here and there. There's a little bit of blistering up here, but it hasn't gone through the paint. Yeah. Just around here I think needs cleaning up. Rest of it's alright. Door card dirty, but okay. Seat. Unless there's something spilt on that, by the looks of it. That's fine. I'll clean that up. But otherwise, yeah, it just needs a blooming good clean. I'm quite happy otherwise. Time to have a look under the hood, I think. So here you've got the 3 litre V6. So I can see it's solid, but I can see that's starting to go. So I think that just needs a bit of rust treatment. Might have to remove the scuttle and have a look under there as well later. Let's have a look at this side. Oh, there's evidence of oil on the exhaust manifold cover. Yeah, I'll get a light in there later, but I think the cam cover gaskets will need doing. It's not a problem. Fairly involving job. It does actually need to have air intake removed and also the manifold, intake manifold, just to get better access. Otherwise looks alright. Oops. A little bit of crispiness down there that will need a bit of treatment, but again, superficial, it's not structural. So, oh, that's interesting. There's a sticker on here, a service sticker. Full service. Oh no, sadly not a full service, it's an interim service, and that was done last year in July. Fine, we'll have a look at the paperwork in a little bit. This one looks solid though, I'm quite pleased with that. Sometimes you can end up getting cars where you can put a screwdriver through them, so... cabin air filter ain't been changed in a long time, but that's fine, that's all serviceable. So far it's got cam cover gaskets and just a little bit of remediation on the paintwork under here. I did check the oil, it has been serviced and it's not low or anything, but no, I'm checking it again. Let's see if we can do that. It's nice and golden, so it's obviously not been used heavily, and that is just under the max mark, so I'm quite happy with that. And it helps you get the right way in, of course. There we go. So I have driven this and it does actually drive quite well. Gearbox is nice and smooth, engine is nice and smooth, and also oh, look at that coolant. I'll probably test that later on to see if its strength is okay. Have a look under here as well. Oh, this is brake fluid. Oh, there we go. Oh, flipping heck. That's... yeah, I won't even need to test that. That is almost black. So, safe to say the brake fluid is awful. So that will need to be done as a priority. Just a note, I have actually sawn this car. So it's a statutory off-road notification we have as an option in the UK. I've sawn it because I knew this was going to be a bit of a project, and I want things like brake fluid and discs and things like that all taken care of before it starts getting pressed into regular use. So it'll be sawn for a good few months until everything's sorted out. But that, of course, is dependent on the condition underneath the car, because if behind those outer seal covers is a whole load of rot, then it won't be worth it. But I'm hopeful that it's okay. So I think we'll look to have a peek underneath, and then once we've done that, I think I'll get the wheels off as well, have a look at the brakes, make sure they're all okay, see what we've got on there. This is the driver's side. Some of the wheel nuts were absolute pig to get off. If I just come down here, you'll see these ones. This is actually one wheel nut. There's the cover that's got a hole in it. This whole thing corroded, so actually it's meant to be 19mm, but I end up having to use a 18mm to get that off. Pig of a job, but did it. See here, quite a lot of corrosion. Looks like someone's trying to paint these with something or spray them to make them look a little bit fresher than what they are. However, despite that, it's not too bad. I spotted that the bush just down here, that one, that's needs to be done. That's the steering arm, isn't it? So that will need replacing, because that's technically a fail. I think that's an MOT fail as well, actually. Otherwise, a little bit of rust, but not too bad. I think I'll definitely be replacing the discs and pads. I don't like it when the disc is as corroded as that. Carrier will clean up okay, and we'll take the pads out, no problems at all. Otherwise, not too bad in here. Could do with a bit of rust proofing. The big banana arm bush down there is, whoops, bring that down. That's looking a little bit corroded, but I think it's okay. So that's this side so far. This is the passenger side, or the left-hand side. Again, the banana arm bush is looking a little bit rusty around the edges, but it's not disintegrated or anything. No major rust here. Springs okay, brake lines look okay. If I come down here, the steering arm bush is actually okay on this side, which is good news. Again, the state of this disc though, I don't like it with the corrosion, so I'll be replacing them disc and pads and cleaning up the caliper. Otherwise, not too bad. So far, so good. It's the rear passenger side, or rear left-hand side. Spring looks okay. A little bit of corrosion, surface corrosion on some of the parts here, but not too bad. The brake disc is very scored and pitted. That's definitely going to get replaced along with the pads. We'll clean up the caliper as well. And the control, it's not a control arm, that's a track rod end, isn't it? Yeah, track rod end bush is gone, so we might have to get a new track rod, because that's not good. Otherwise, I think everything else is control arm. I think that's all okay. Just a bit of corrosion around here. Again, that could be sprayed, cleaned up, no worries. And finally, driver's side rear, or right hand side rear. Disc is very pitted, so we replace that and the pads. Clean up some of the rust, otherwise not too bad. Surface rust. The fact that I was able to jack it up without putting it through the floor is always good. Control arm, not control arm, that's fine. It's the track rod end bush again. Same as the other side, that's completely perished, so I'm going to have to get a new track rod arm, I think. And so disc and pads, but otherwise not too bad. I think we can get some stuff on there. Reluctor ring looks okay as well. So yeah, just superficial rust at the moment, which is not too bad. Okay, all of the scrivet screws are out. Like I say, they do tend to round out a little bit. They should just really be able to unscrew, but they just tend to strip quite easy. So you can see there's quite a good one. That's got a sort of a posi drive head. That one was okay. But the idea is that if you attempt to unscrew them by putting a bit of leverage on them, but pushing in as well as unscrewing, then you should just get a bit of clearance, and then you can get the trim removal tool around the heads, just underneath the head there, and then they just pull out nice and cleanly. The other type just came out of the end, so there's this one here. If I bring you round to the sill where it came from, you can see there's a hole there and a hole there for it. It came out of that one. That one was misaligned, but there is actually a hole in the sill for actually do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to leverage the remaining part of the scrivet to free the seal, and then I'll open the doors, and then it should be able to just unclick the seal, and then we can see what horrors potentially might lurk behind. Okay, so the remainder of the scrivets have come out. So you can see here how they work. So these, when attached, would then have one of these screws just going in there, and that's how it holds the bottom of the seal cover on. So now then what we're going to do is open the doors and attempt to remove that seal cover. Oh wow, all of the rust just fell out there. Open these doors. There we go. So let's have a look. So if I do that and point upwards, so I run the course of the sill. So it really is just the, okay, pinch well, alright, there's a little bit more here. Sorry, that's not very good camera work, but I'm trying to look at there. Right, that's quite bad. Have to see if that'll clean off or whether that's going to puncture. I'll get a screwdriver in a little bit on that. And if I just follow that along, it's just that pinch weld seam. They always blooming go. Okay, I've run the screwdriver test all the way down the sill, and you can see here I've got a bit of a hole. Yep, that gives you an idea of the size of it. It's not quite the size of my hand, but I've got a hole here. So that's going to definitely have to be patched, welded. The rest of it, I've done a kind of screwdriver test. Oh, there's the other hole. Probably a bit bigger. Again, we'll need it. Going along the rest of the panel though. Yep, it's not too bad. So I think it's salvageable. What I'm going to do next though is actually go underneath and look to pull back this plastic panel to see the other side, just to make sure that that's not too badly corroded. So I'm going to do that next. Right, so I've got the cover just propped open with an extension socket, and so far the inner sill and also the brake lines, oh, the red cable is the battery cable, by the way, in case you're wondering. The brake lines are looking really good, and also the inner sill is not looking corroded at all, thank goodness. It really is, just seems to be this blooming pinch weld that seems to have caused a bit of bother with the outer sill. So I just have to work a little bit further along to see how everything else is looking. Again, looking through here, brake line looks good. The inner sill looks solid, floor plan as well, which is really good news. So I just need to follow this along a little bit further. Okay, continuing to follow along. All looks good so far. Good lord, the amount of dust, dirt and stuff that's come in here is incredible. And I can just see a bit of superficial rust, sorry, just in there, but it's only superficial. But look at all this grit and nonsense in here. I'll have to clean all that out. But again, I'll just come back to the point. It just really seems to be this pinch weld seam and the outer seal that seems to be having some issues on this side. So I think that potentially could be cleaned up and the holes patched. Certainly seems solid enough. Here lieth the horrors within. So unfortunately there is quite a large hole just behind the pinch weld seam here, and that kind of extends for good hand length and all along, just solidish there, but then we've got this great big whole thing just here, which is very unfortunate. But the rest of it behind looks okay. And coming up over here, if I look up here, let's try and move the camera up. This is upside the wing, inside the behind the wheel arch, and that's actually looking very clean. So I'm actually quite pleased about that. Okay, so this is the passenger side or left hand side, near side of the car. This is the outer sill, and you can see we've got a significant bit of corrosion and holes going on here for sure. That will definitely need a big section of metal put in. If we go behind the scenes over here, if I just move the camera down a little bit, not too bad actually. Let's move her up a bit, there we go. Not too bad, a little bit scabby, but nothing major going on. I've not found any holes yet, and the brake lines, they all look great, so quite pleased about that. all good news. Same sort of scabbiness on the sill, which most of it should brush off or sand off hopefully. But yeah, that big section there is definitely going to need some attention for sure. Okay, so continuing down the car, so brake lines, everything look great. Tiny bit of corrosion over there, but again, fairly superficial, I think. It's always the passenger side that seems to get it slightly worse, and I guess down here that is pretty bad, but potentially salvageable. I just need to work out if I need a whole seam, or actually whether the sill even, or actually whether I'm better off just getting a nice bit of chunk of metal welded in. If the rest of the stuff cleans up, I may well do that strategy.